the English squad is very different now as well, and so is the Indian squad. And the very fact that, if I'm not wrong, they've won about 11 encounters. India has won about 11 encounters versus the English since 2006. So certainly very different squads, really, India versus England. How do you think it'll play out?
I think India have played better of late, and we are a much improved side. If you see the head-to-head for the last 3-4 years, I think India have won much more matches. I think 80% winning record against England. So they are clear favourites, and England have been doing well in test cricket. They won the Ashes against Australia, but they lost 1-6 to Australia in the one day. So the one day form has not been good. They didn't have a good start to the World Cup. They almost lost to Netherlands, and they were very scratchy in that game. So I think India holds the upper hand, and off late we have been doing very well in one-day cricket compared to England.
All right, now I've just heard that India has won the toss, and the crucial toss of course, and they have elected to bat first. So your thoughts on that, Srinath? Quickly tell us, really, at this point, at this juncture, we've always hoped that India bats first, especially since it's a day-nighter. What do you expect?
Well, the first thing is Dhoni's been lucky with the toss. So hopefully India's got the right foot forward, and batting first, as I've said, India's strength has been the batting, and certainly they would like to put runs aboard, and keeping the weather in mind also. To adjust to the Duckworth-Lewis when the overs are reduced in the second innings, I think the batting side could be under some sort of pressure if they are looking at a stiff target. So this is a good sign for India, winning the toss, batting first. The top Indian top-order batsmen are in form. Nothing less than putting up a good formidable total and put the Englishmen under pressure. I think this is a good sign for India to start with.
All right, Mr. Ram, I'd really like your input on this next topic that we're about to discuss. But before that, let's give you a little sneak peek in what we're going to discuss further up, of course. Bangalore's Chinnaswamy Stadium has always been a happy hunting ground for our men in blue. The Indian team is yet to lose a World Cup match at this venue, and in the warm-up match against the Aussies earlier this month, Dhoni and his boys already registered a comprehensive win against the World Cup champs. Now, will this venue be lucky for the team again? Our sports reporter Sudarshan brings you this report.
1987. Kapil Dev led India to an edgy 16-run win over the Kiwis at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, India's first victory in Bangalore in the World Cup tournament. In 1996, Navjot Singh Sidhu and Ajay Jadeja creamed a winning innings for India against the arch-rival Pakistan right here, notching up the second victorious World Cup win by a pleasing 39-run lead. In the current edition of the World Cup, the host is up against the English team, which has been playing their best game for the last 1 year.
In some ways, yeah, perhaps there's more pressure on India than us in this game.
England will pad up and go out to give India a tough match, so it is unlikely to be a walk in the park for India. But India's past history at this venue certainly makes them a favourite, a position reinforced by its defeat of the world champions Aussies in the first warm-up game. Now, when all eyes will be on the Chinnaswamy Stadium, there is another cricket-crazy city which still believes it was a conspiracy that took away the India-England match from them.
I don't know political, but if this is not the conspiracy, what else could be?
Now, if Bangalore cricket fans are lucky enough to get an India match, they also had to wage a pitched battle to get tickets to the wickets. An organisational fiasco where many fans were lathi-charged by police. Now that the fans have shed blood, will Dhoni and his boys pull off a winning show? Or will the England team break this winning streak? A nail-biting time begins this evening when Strauss and Dhoni lead their men out. In Chennai, with Sudarshan, this is Sindhuja for NDTV Hindu.
Well, speaking of Bangalore and the Chinnaswamy Stadium, of course, we'll bring you a quick weather update from down in Bangalore. Now, partly cloudy sky really there with a 60% chance of light rain or thunder showers. Now, the maximum temperature would probably go up to about 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 18, whereas the wind speed would be about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. A pretty much gentle breeze there. Now, Ram sir, would you tell us really at this point, now Eden Gardens has definitely lost out on this first encounter, the best encounter for India to start off its campaign. But on the other hand, do you think that the Karnataka Cricket Association could have gained quite a bit really at this point?
I think they have gained an extra game, but I think it's something that no other centre wanted in such short notice. I think it was very brave of Karnataka to take on the game, and you know, the demand for tickets has been unprecedented.
Now, putting that aside at this point, what about the wicket for the Indian team and at Bangalore? It's always been quite lucky for them to play on this ground, even more so Eden Gardens. But right now, Bangalore seems to be the only option at this point. So what would you say about the wicket and how do you think it will play out for India?
The wicket has been somewhat up and down in the last few years, and the bowlers have a chance. But I think by and large, there are plenty of runs in this wicket.
All right, let's now take a look at the comparison between the two captains and let's see how that will fare out. But let's now take a look at the skippers really fighting it out on the field today. Mahendra Singh Dhoni versus Andrew Strauss. A total of 94 matches by Dhoni, who's won up to 53 matches, and India have lost about 34 under his captaincy, whereas Andrew Strauss has played a total of 56 matches, having won only 25, literally matching up to only half of Dhoni's, and have lost close to the same number as the Indians with a figure of 30. Well, a total of 94 matches by Mahendra Singh Dhoni and a total of only 56 by Andrew Strauss. Now, do you think this much experience can really play, in India's favour in terms of Dhoni's captaincy?
Definitely, I think the record says it all. I think Mahi is a fantastic captain, and he knows when to be aggressive and when to play the safe game. So, and he's very experienced. He has more experience than Strauss. He knows the conditions very well. And like I said, he has a beautiful balance. The team is balanced really well. So I think he's a great captain, and this is the best chance for him. I think he has a fantastic team to lead. And the best thing about him is he handles the team really well under pressure. He has a very cool head, which is a very good quality for a captain.
All right, Mr. Ram, really at this point, when we look at India versus England, do you think that this could be definitely the best encounter that India can kickstart its World Cup tournament? Or do you think there's a lot more to come before they reach the quarters?
I think India is the better side overall in this game, and I think it's a good start for them. And of course, I mean, it's too early to say. I think more or less sure that which teams will go into the quarterfinal.
Well, Strauss certainly seems to say that they have all the confidence in the world to spoil the Indian party. So what do you have to say, Srinath?
Well, obviously, because the England team has got nothing to lose from this game. They certainly know that they are the underdogs, and India has a team tipped to win here. So Strauss will certainly go all out to ensure they try and spoil the Indian team's party. But as we've all been discussing, that India has the edge in this game. Well, saying that, will India be tested in this game? India still has to play South Africa and a dark horse like West Indies. So this could be a game wherein India could go the distance, and it will be a good warm-up for India, leaving out the Bangladesh game. And let's hope for a good game to happen today so that the viewers can have a good one to go by.
Well, also apart from the general play that's going to happen, what about the crowd? Now at this point, especially with this entire ticketing fiasco, there's going to be a lot of angry fans, number one. Number two, the fact that it's going to be a home soil, India versus England. There's going to be a lot of cheering going on. Now, Andrew Strauss and his entire squad seems to say that there's going to be a lot of sign language on the field. So do you think that's definitely going to be a little bit of a barrier that they're going to have to cross, considering the crowds and the cheering that's going to be going on with you?
Yeah, Bangalore is a pretty loud crowd, and the atmosphere is going to be electric. And when you play in front of, say, 40,000 people, you have to use sign language. You can't, shout at to people and ask them to move. So all the players have to have their eyes on the captain and follow the captain. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult because it's going to be really loud. The atmosphere is going to be electric, especially when India bats. So when Strauss is setting his feet, I think all his players have to be on the toes and look out for him. All
right. Well, we are going to be slipping into a short break at the moment. We'll be definitely getting a lot more reactions from our special guests this afternoon. Of course, now on to our trivia question of the day. Our question today is, who bowled the first ever ball in the World Cup history? The clue here is he is definitely an Indian. So SMS your answers to 917-666-9649 or 9500097473. And the first SMS with the correct answer will be revealed at the end of the show. We'll be slipping into a short break right now. Stay tuned for more cricketing action.